This is some kind of speedwell. It has a very delicate and tiny flower. Those have, those were more earlier on in spring. And it was a very pretty show. So the front yard walkway is not done. And this is where I anticipate putting all those other flowers that I have on the back, even down along the driveway. So I still have quite a bit of work to do, which will be done this weekend. And I have to get that barbarian check. So this is here's the rest of the sedum back here hiding. And they're all budded up. And this is the hydrangeas I'm having a little bit of a time with. It's not really doing anything. And I need something that's going to be big enough to fill in this whole area that is in this shot right now. So we shall see. I mean, if it does do what it's supposed to do, it will do that. But I'm only seeing maybe 3 branches that have life, green growth. But we shall see. Over here, these are looking good. Ooh, and these roses, I just deadheaded this one, chopped off all the spent blooms the other day. And I have to come through and do it again because these have bloomed out. So pretty. And this one is done blooming. Here, hiding behind this giant hydrangea bush, are all the edging that I'm going to be using along the walkway and the driveway to keep my husband from mowing over my flowers. Yeah, that's the thing. All right, so this area, this plant is obviously dead. I don't know if it's that obvious, but it's definitely dead. I think it gets too much water. As you can see, the downspout is right there. And yeah, either not enough water, too much water, but I think it's more too much water and not enough sun, actually. So I'm gonna dig this out and put something else there. The access to the oil tank is right there on the wall, so I can't get anything that's gonna be, big like this, which needs cutting back. I need something that's gonna die back in the winter, so that, so that would be like a hydrangea or a hosta or something that loses its leaves and its stems pretty much. With the hydrangea, you cut it all the way back, so it doesn't make a difference. And they bloom on the new wood, so yeah, I'm gonna dig this up. But the hydrangea needs sun, so I'm probably gonna put hostas there. Over here on the side, I'm loving the color contrast. So all of this over here needs to go. These are weeds. Well, not all of them. There's a lily back there. And this astilbe, I feel like last year the astilbes were bloomed out already. So there's this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 more astilbes along the wall. And they're certainly bigger and more prolific than they were last year. Last year they were just planted and they were very tiny. This year they're, doing their thing. These are coral bells, and they have these little dainty blooms similar to the ones on the front. And I love it. It's so pretty. And I love the color contrast. Absolutely beautiful. I can't believe that astilbes have not bloomed yet. And so this giant hydrangea was in that spot that I need to fill. And I moved it because this broadleaf didn't like the intense sun, and it would look wilty every day when I came home from work. And when I moved it, it split into 2. So I put one here and one here. So this section gets a little bit of morning sun. When the sun comes over the trees here, this section gets some morning sun. and then it sets over on this side and it gets a little bit of evening sun, dappled, nothing direct. So they seem to be loving it here. We'll see if we get any blooms. And I have underneath there some hostas, which I also planted for the first time last year, and they didn't do much, but this year they're loving their life. I could hardly find the tubers, which is why they are the way they are, but I just wanted to dig them up and move them so I can get these things planted. These are almost done blooming. Or Mount Laurel, that's the name. Have this color, the white, which is right in here, and the pink, which is right here. This was here when we moved in. I just feel like it's too big for the space. I'm gonna have to do like a very serious chop back. Like it's gonna look ugly for a little bit because I'm gonna take it all the way back because I don't want it this tall. And here are some goldenrods my patient gave me. One little stem and it divided, so I gotta be careful, make sure it doesn't go out of control. My strawberries, which the bunnies once again ate up, so no fruit here. This was the only place I saw fruits and flowers, and they were gone. 2 cabbage, I didn't know where to put them, so I put them right here. Zucchini, I put right there because I had a pot that had 3 in them, and I finally planted them yesterday morning. This idea for the lettuce, I put it here because I figured it's warm enough outside where they would grow, but it's not like direct sun where they would bolt. And they didn't really do much. So I have to rethink this idea. Yeah, they didn't really do much. Matter of fact, so most of them died. Not enough sun. The red one didn't mind it, and the red one doesn't mind the heat too much either. We have some self-seeded snapdragons all through here. This is a snapdragon. And then we have my black-eyed Susan, which the bunnies keep eating. So I have it. Last year I planted it, they ate it then. I've yet to see a bloom from it. And this year they ate it again. We shall see. And these are my nasturtiums. And this is the first of the blooms so far this year. And I'm just loving it. It's gorgeous. Yesterday I came through and I put the 1 zucchini in here, which was the original intent for the spot for that. And then I was gonna put the nasturtiums, but the nasturtiums have been there for a while. Since early spring, and they're doing fabulous. And I love them because they have a trailing habit. Love it, love it, love it. And it looks like I have the black aphids. Are those? Nope, those are ants. Oh boy. Over here is one of the Diamond Rouge hydrangeas that is about the only one that did well. The one in the front that I'm waiting to do something, the 2 on the side, and another one that I have down in the back. They're all the same brand. I got them from Walmart on clearance, and they did beautiful at the end of the year in their pots, but they were outside over winter, and I don't know if that damaged them, so my bad. And this is one of my hibiscus. I'm looking forward to the show that this one has to give. My neighbor's hibiscus. They're all on one line. And his hosta, which looked like it's gonna get ready to bloom very soon. Love it. And my little maple. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I've been missing all these blooms. I didn't realize that many of the lilies bloomed. Love it, love it, love it. Here along the wall, I have 22 tomatoes. Maybe 23. I didn't count that little guy. Yeah. I think I kind of mixed some of them up, so I don't know what is what at this point. I'm just going to have tomatoes. I don't know. Oh, God. These are cosmos. I started from seed. These are poppies. I started from seed. They're white. They were supposed to go in the front, but I didn't follow my own directions. And so, oh, and these are a hot pepper. I think these are the Puma. Is either Puma or, ooh, what is the name of the other one? I'll get the name. And the hydrangea, the purple blue hydrangea is budding up, getting ready to do its thing. My potatoes, I planted the ones in the back first. They've already flowered, and the ones in the front are just flowering. They're about to start opening their flowers. And these are just potatoes that were, the ones in the back were from the ones I harvested last year that I didn't use. They started to grow, so I just threw them in there. The ones in the front were bought at the store, and they started to grow, so I just threw them in there. Why not? And here I have, I think, the purple coneflower. Last year it was going to bloom, and then the frost came and killed it. Well, not killed it, died back. It died back. And this year it looked like it has a lot to tell me, because when I tell you the amount of blooms on this thing, I can't wait. My lettuce is fading here as well. I have beets in here, and they're doing great. This pot is doing better than that pot. I put one of the zucchinis in here as well, because the beets will be coming out soon. This is a chomper cucumber. There's two of them here, and there's one there on the side, the left side. These peas, they're gonna come out, and then that will leave the cucumber. Oh, I missed a pea. I definitely missed a pea. That's a big one. It's very steamy out here today. The camera keeps getting foggy. Hollyhock started from seed last year, and is gonna do a wonderful show this year. Can't wait. I don't know what color it is. That's the thing. I buy mixed packs, and I don't know what color it's gonna end up being, but I'm excited nonetheless. And if it's a color I love, I'll save the seeds so I know what I'm planting. More calendula, more poppies, more cosmos, and my sunflower. Beautiful. I had one right there in the opposite spot. The squirrels dug it up, and I planted another one there, and they dug that one up too, so I'm not doing that again. I'll put it somewhere else. I had another potato, and I put it right here, and it is actually growing. There's not much soil either. It's right there, and it's actually flowering. This is a red echinacea. Yes. And this is another one of those sunflowers I put in the same day. So this spot doesn't bother them, but that spot for some reason bothers them, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Here's another one of those beautiful purple peppers. I believe they have very, very small, colorful peppers. Another lady's mantle, another speedwell. And some of the snapdragons that are trying to make it after I just mass planted them in clumps. And this is a why can't I remember the name? I forgot the name. Ground cherry. That's the name, ground cherry. I actually didn't start any seeds, but the squirrels either ate and pooped or the birds ate and pooped, and there are actually seeds several places in the garden. And on the side of these poppies and calendulas and cosmos and daylilies are some self-seeded, I think it's like a coral orangish pink snapdragon. They were here in this spot last year, and they self-seeded. And here's another clump that's trying to survive from what I did. And here's a very unique pepper. It has the variegation on the leaves. The flowers are purple. And you actually have some purple detail in the leaves. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name. And I thought I had a label, but I do not. These are just regular red hot peppers, I think. Is it red? Orange, maybe? The one on the side of the house is red. This one is orange. But I love the detail on this pepper. Ooh, too much exposure. There we go. In attempts to beautify my space, I did plant a whole bunch of sunflowers in this area, but either the bunnies or the squirrels, they dug them up or ate them, whatever. And I have that left of one of them and nothing of the other 6. They left one. And then there's a volunteer ground cherry. Few volunteer ground cherries. I have more sunflowers, but I'm not sacrificing them. I'll put them in the front where I have a little bit more control or human presence that might scare them off from doing certain things. This is one of my new garden beds this year. I'm not really sure what's going on. This is my gungu. And I don't know, it's just whatever is going on in the soil, it keeps burning the leaves. The new leaves come out beautiful, but then they end up looking like this. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take it out of here and put it along the back here. I don't know if this is too moist or too rich, you know, too much. Some plants don't like all that healthy goodness. They like, you know, they thrive on neglect. I have multi-sown onions in here. I don't know if you can see the onions there in a clump. I think the biggest one I saw was this one. I started it from seed, and it's clumping up pretty nicely. This is parsley. This is basil. All kinds of onions. This is red curry squash. It's a winter squash. And the whole idea is it's supposed to grow up and over and stop where it stops. This is cinnamon basil, I think, and that one is cardinal basil. And these are honey nut squash and more onions and basil in here. And these are asparagus long beans. And as you can see, they're making their way up also to climb over. Love it. And my plum tree that I put in this year. Is the one plum still there, or did it get taken? I don't see it anymore. I think it got taken. All right. Oh, and I have a rose bush that is invading. So I gotta chop that back. And here's the cherry tree. Looked like it transplanted well. I don't know what these bushes are, but every year I'm just like, ugh. But they love the wetness because the little waterway is back there. They bloom some beautiful orange flowers that the hummingbirds love. So I'm just like, we'll leave it. And my Rosa plum, still, there were some blooms and there were some mini fruits on there, but they're no longer there. Like they fell off. I don't know. I don't know at what point it will actually do something for me, but we'll keep waiting. This is pretty. Camera doesn't even do it justice, but. And the pear tree is not going to do anything this year. I think the late frost killed off the blossoms that were there. They kind of dried up and fell off. So no pears this year either. And my boho hydrangea tree, which was a standard, I'm letting it turn into a bush. We'll see. I might just trim it back. I want to see it bloom and see if I like the blooms and what I want to do with it and where I want to place it. This might end up in the front yard in that spot that I need to fill, actually. And I'm still waiting for this to bloom. It's been there for like 5 years, no bloom. I'm ready to pull it out. I threatened the other one last year and it bloomed, so maybe, just maybe, you'll bloom this year. Over here are the garden beds. There's my corn. I just put down some blood meal yesterday and some other fertilizer to help with the greening and feed it, because corn is heavy feeder. It's what they say. And right next to the corn, I have basil dotted through here. And right next to the corn, we have butter beans, actually. And some parsley, you know, interplanting flowers and herbs. And right next to that, we have some bush or dwarf okra plants. And here on the side, I have 2 black beauty tomatoes, 1 calendula plant, which you would never know, geesh. And on the other side, I have, what tomato is that? Oh, San Marzano. And all along the side itself, I have Kajari melons. I think these are all Kajari melons. These are cantaloupes. And over here is sugar baby watermelon. And for some reason, I thought this was a melon plant, and it's a zinnia. But I'm sure the pollinators will love it being there. Love it, love it, love it. And over in this bed, at this point, I'm pretty sure this is not a cherry tomato. I don't know how I mixed that up. But anyway, I don't know what kind of tomato that is. But we'll find out. I know it's a beefsteak. The blossoms are huge and the clusters are not that tight. So I know it's a beefsteak. Here, I finally planted my callaloo on time this year and they're looking great. Just this little cluster right here because my husband loves callaloo. And these are 4th of July tomato. Supposedly supposed to have fruit by the 4th of July. Not gonna happen. Well, I can't say it won't happen, but not ripe fruit to eat anyway. It's been such a cool, slow start. These are all sweet peppers, bell peppers. This row, that row. I killed the first ones I had here and I had to pull them up and replant them. I went a little bit crazy with the liquid fertilizer. I didn't follow the mixing directions, follow directions. Here's a tomato that I had never heard of before, so I bought that one start and I planted it just to try it. If I like it, I'll save the seeds. Some more bell peppers. This tomato is a lemon boy. Here I have this whole section here going all the way down. I have 2 pots with thyme in it. Thank you, Donald. And then I have a whole bunch of basil and parsley. Good for the pollinators when it starts to flower. I'm not necessarily growing it to have all this basil to eat, but they have some beautiful flowers and the bees love it. So just bringing in pollinators. So these are supposed to be shimmer tomatoes. These are supposed to be yellow pear. These are supposed to be sun gold. These were supposed to be chocolate cherry, but we shall see. And along the back, I don't even know anymore. I think these were supposed to be chocolate cherry, or Kellogg breakfast. So that might be Kellogg breakfast because their leaves are pretty big. And I know there's supposed to be a gladiator, which that might be that. This might be a chocolate cherry. I don't know. And I have a white tomato. I don't even know. At some point, I got tired. I know this is a sun gold. I just stuck it there. It's still living. It didn't die yet. We shall see. So this is my garden in, what day is today? Oh, today's my husband's birthday. June 15th of 2022. Have a good day, guys. Bye.